we go. Okay there, folks. This is Monday, December 7th, the great day of infamy, 79 years ago. Maybe we'll talk about that. But really, today is today, and we are going to talk about whispers from eternity. I'm going to read number 186. Bless thy hummingbird to drink thy honey. Miles and miles of eternity I traversed, humming thy name, seeking the garden of my dreams. I am thy tiny hummingbird, busily fluttering the wings of activity in service of thee. I must travel far to find thy rare orchid blossoms and to revel in a symphony of color on far mountain slopes of my dreams. I am thy busy hummingbird, ever humming thy name, dipping my long beak into the feeling heart of all soul qualities. Golden, blue, marigold, and flowers of many hues. By thy grace may I not, inadvertently, sip any bitter honey of evil. I am thy tiny hummingbird, buzzing with thy unceasing vitality, sipping from all the blossoms in thy fragrant garden of sweet joy, and in the humblest wayside plots of all human sweetness. Hummingbird, eh? Well, I'm going to be a hummingbird too. I may go far, farther than the stars, but I will be thine always, my Lord, I will be thine always. I may go far, farther than the stars, I may go far, farther than the stars, but I will be thine always, my Lord, I will be thine always. Well, hello friends. Another week of worldwide pandemic, getting worse by the day, they tell us. Well, I had a wonderful week last week. I had, 9 or so days of personal, private seclusion and retreat here at the Camino Hermitage on Camino Island. I was able to pray, meditate, and be in silence and not have to be compelled by obligations, outside obligations and so forth. And so I enjoyed myself, as it were. What else is there to enjoy, as we know? Seclusion is not for everybody, at least not to that many days. Seclusion is the price of greatness, our Mansa Yogananda tells us, but it's something that should be, like meditation itself, built up bit by bit. A little couple of hours of private retreat, maybe a day. And then over the years, as your meditation deepens and so forth, you can extend your seclusion. It's hard work, believe me, because there's nothing else to compel you to keep you busy like that little hummingbird we just read about. And you have to face yourself and the demons that stand between you and inner peace, between you and God. Yes, it's not an easy thing to do. You have to confront the reality of your own thoughts and where they want to go, left to their own devices. Okay, well, let's talk a little bit about that hummingbird, because that kind of fits in an odd kind of way. Because usually we think of, and we teach meditation and learn about meditation as being essentially a place and state of mind of quietude, where the mind ceases its restless thoughts, the body is deeply relaxed, and the heart is open to receive the whispers from eternity. And yet here, our guru, Paramahansa Yogananda, talks about I'm thy tiny hummingbird, busily flapping the wings of activity in service to thee. Well, how do we reconcile activity and silence, activity and stillness? Well, the reconciliation of those two happen to represent symbolically, but also very practically, the great paradox of creation. There lies within each of us the observing self, the ever-present witness to all that takes place. Now, that ever-present witness, when we are not conscious of it, it's still there. And it'll park all of those impressions into the subconscious parking lot. But everything that goes on, the soul self is witnessing. And it's the soul self and our intuitive but fleeting awareness of it that causes us to feel at times shame or embarrassment by what we've done or said or thought from time to time. We used to, in the early days of psychology, attribute that guilt to something socially imposed upon us or imposed by maybe our moral or religious beliefs. But the yogis remind us, and our experience endorses for us, our actual own experience, that it's something deeper than that. It's the witnessing self. And at the same time, even to exist in the body, even to exist here on this planet Earth, we have to be busy. We have to find food and shelter and all these crazy things. We have to have the internet. We have to have a cell phone and a selfie light. Just kidding. And so how do we reconcile those two? You see, the one is the Holy Ghost vibration, the Divine Mother, the active Prakriti, as it's called in Sankhya philosophy in India, the active nature of God in polarity, in duality, ever busy, never stopping. Okay, it's a great drama of life. But as Yogananda said, the drama of life has for its lesson simply that it is a drama. It's not real, you see. Sankhya tells us that the witness, stepping back from the drama, observing the drama, can tune into the God's eye view that it is only a drama. We have our good days and we have our bad days, and people are young and vibrant and they do all their silly young things, including being opinionated. And then they get old and they learn that they're not that smart. And pretty soon, if they're really smart, if they're wise, they embrace all like the heavenly grandfather or grandmother who loves all. Yes, you see, from the God's eye perspective of the silent witness of the Christ, the living Christ within us, born again in the manger of our humble hearts, observing all with an equal eyes, like it says in the Bhagavad Gita, not preferring one thing over another, pleasure, pain, friend or foe, all are the great drama of life. And we are compelled by this great drama to be like the little hummingbird and to be in service to thee, and yet to observe at the same time. It's difficult to do both. In the frenzy of our mortal dilemma and our mortal battle of daily life, it's difficult to be simultaneously in the witness box. That's why we meditate. As we establish our deep, calm, witnessing connection, then we take that deep calmness into the battle of life. It's not that we're always witnessing it in the technical sense, but our calmness, like a great warrior, is such that our connection to that which is true and right and just and harmonious and dharmic, all those words we use, flows through us like a mighty power, like a mighty stream. And so it is that we need both. Meditation provides the experience of the witness, which is otherwise imperceptible to the ego involved as it is and identified as it is with the body and the senses and the great drama of life. So we need that daily contact with the soul spirit, transcendent of all our own actions, evil or good. We need that connection that we can live more from that, but to actually witness both in the most ultimate philosophical sense is to achieve moksha, liberation. For the great Siddha, the great Paramukta, freed while living, having worked out all karma, can engage and act to even the Jivan Mukta, who may have past karma to work out, can engage in the battle of life with complete, total freedom. And so that is the ultimate synthesis. This is the purpose of creation, for God to unmask the creation as but an activity of spirit. Now, before I close, because I'm sort of in overtime, I did want to talk about this day of infamy. You know, I'll be doing a class Wednesday night on the teachings of Jesus and the relationship to the Vedas. And I'll be talking about Jesus's predictions of the second coming. And when we look back through 2,000 years, we can't see that the world's been saved by Jesus' crucifixion. We can see that all the things he said were coming have definitely come and keep coming: cataclysms, wars, pandemics, etc. All of these things, you see, are part of this great drama of life. And so when I think back to World War II, to that great day of infamy, for which I have always had a private, personal, but mysterious connection to that day and to the images of that day in Pearl Harbor, we must remember that these things will continue on until the end of time, and that our goal is to be able to see the drama of life as simply that, a drama. So joy to you. This week, I'll do all 5 of the Monday through Friday whispers, because Padma did all 5 of them last week. So you either have something to look forward to or not, depending. But nonetheless, joy and blessings, and keep your ears open to those whispers from eternity, you little hummingbirds out there. Okay, joy, joy. Signing off from the great island of Kameno.